I'm Nate Gravel with Gravoc Associates. I'm the Vice President of Information Security and IT. And so I head up our two practices, one on the IT managed service side and the other on information security side.
How has the events of the past month changed what you do at work?
We're primarily a consultant for small and mid-sized businesses. And so you can imagine that they're all working differently these days. And what we do is allow them to do that first and foremost through our IT services, but to do that in a secure fashion through our information security services. So last couple of weeks, probably 4, 5, 6 weeks now, has been getting clients set up to work and collaborate remotely and do that in a secure fashion.
Is there anything that people can do in their day-to-day lives that are also relevant to advice that you've been giving these businesses as far as making sure their online calls are secure and things like that?
Secure browsing would be first and foremost. Secure use of email, making sure that, if you're not expecting a certain message or the message looks, suspicious or weird in any way, not to click on any links or attachments or anything that's in that message. Because again, you could be exposing not only yourself and your home network, but your company's network to malware and other types of attacks.
Is there more risk right now than there was before?
Yeah, I think it's just a different risk. I mean, there's certainly more malware targeted towards everyone in an effort to gain, either access into their computers or the information on their computers or a number of other things. Everybody has heard in the news about, Zoom bombings and things like that. I mean, that wasn't a big deal 6 weeks ago because Zoom didn't have nearly the amount of volume in users and people in sessions, people using the product as it does now. And so because there are more people using the product, attackers are, more incentivized to try to find vulnerabilities within that platform. And so that's something that we've seen come out of the last, couple of weeks as well as, things that are supposed to be secure on a channel like this end up, having security vulnerabilities that allow people into the sessions and into the data being transferred back and forth.
If people want to keep using Zoom, what would your advice be to make sure that you are secure?
So Zoom is doing a great job staying on top of, the vulnerabilities that are being exposed by releasing updates. So first and foremost, when you close a Zoom session and it tells you to update it, you don't ignore it, which a lot of people tend to do because, they can give it a nuisance. So there's other things that from a use perspective you can do to make Zoom in particular more secure, but in general, just saying the updates.
What would be, you talked about VPNs earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What, for someone who doesn't know what that is, how does that help and how can they work through that on their browser?
VPN is a virtual private network, and that would have to be kind of probably provided by the company that you're working for. Most of those are set up by IT administrators. So what that does is it secures the connectivity from your laptop or computer at home to the company's network. So it actually encrypts all that traffic. Without that, your browser traffic is largely unencrypted on your home router. And so anything you're doing through web-based applications a lot of time can be intercepted. The other thing is that if somebody got into your home router, even if you are securing that traffic through HTTPS, they're still technically on the home router and can see that in clear text. Whenever you can make use of a VPN, that's what we recommend because it is one of the best ways to secure traffic in general going over the internet. So I think education is probably the number one thing that most companies can do without having to spend, lots and lots of money on technical controls. There are a lot of good resources on, generally what's happening out in the wild in terms of things. I mean, we use a company called KnowBe4 to do our training, and they have a lot of freely available materials. I guess an important note on collaboration tools is everybody's using them, but just, I mean, in terms of how you're using them, make sure that the data that you're sharing, it's very convenient to do it while you're chatting and sharing screens and things like that. But just be cognizant of the fact that these vulnerabilities do exist out there now, and they are highly targeted.
All right. Well, Nate, thanks so much for talking to me today. If there's anything else that you'd like to talk to us about at any point, just let me know and I'll get you back on a call.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for the info.
All right. Thanks.